Hey buddy, it's Invicta. It's time for another Eden Run here, the Binding of Isaac Victor Repentance series. Happy Sunday, Mosh Pit. I hope your weekends are going off to a great start. Just a quick reminder, this is a episode that I recorded a few days ago, so I won't be updating the like streak goal until I'm ready for the next batch, obviously because I have the birthday stuff going on. Hopefully the subathon's still going, but if it's not, then I'm probably just enjoying a couple of days off for my birthday. And thank you all very much for all the wishes. I really do appreciate it. It makes me feel good. Here's your meme of the day, brought to you by Mr. Seth Fulton on Reddit. Title thread, now this is gonna be difficult to read because it is like pretty long, but I'll read it out for you. Title thread was TM Trainer. I'll start from the top. TM Trainer, great and powerful TM Trainer, what is your will for this run? Mars's double tap, duh. Well, that's not really Emperor Demon 4. I don't know how that's supposed to Iria's friend. Now I just feel like you're making stuff up. And it's time to bring this run to an end. Yeah, it's a little bit panely because obviously it's very, very long. But go check it out on the Sinvicta subreddit /r/Sinvicta. We've got over 24,000 people now on the Reddit mosh pit. Thank you all very much. Join that. Hop on into the Discord as well. Okay, well, we're starting off first the XL Lima 2 Golf 391 Zulu Yankee. I'm just gonna go ahead and let's just bite the bullet now and let's just start using the Book of Revelations. That way we have a little bit of protection against any bad damage. Oh wow, we found our item rooms right away. Starting off with great tiers, good damage, yeah, acceptable movement speed, acceptable acceptable range. I mean, our range is pretty awful, but our shot speed is okay. It's not terrible, it's not great. We are starting off with Rotten Baby though, which I'm kind of stoked about because an early high amount of base damage is going to really impact the amount of damage that Rotten Baby can do, and his effectiveness in helping us clear these rooms early on. Of course, that is assuming that the fly that he spits out actually aggroes something and, you know, and doesn't not do it. I did immediately swap for the prayer card just because I think that red hearts are just going to be more valuable. And this is kind of like this is a little bit of a philosophy shift for me, a little bit, when it comes to red hearts versus soul hearts. I do think that there is a role, obviously, for soul hearts because, I mean, they're incredibly beneficial to you and in regards to making sure you're not taking bad damage, protecting devil deals, angel deals, etc., etc. But there is something about red hearts lately, especially with my eagerness to play sack rooms as well as use Sanguine Bond, or not Sanguine Bond, yeah, Sanguine Bond. That I think, honestly, like, I'm starting to value red heart HP a lot more than soul hearts. It just, to me, it makes sense. As you see here, we even have a sack room on this floor, so it would benefit us to get a lot of red hearts early on here. Another thing you have to remember is that one of those resources is limited and the other one is refillable. The limited one being, of course, soul hearts, because obviously you just can't find them on the ground as often as you do with red hearts. And there's also no ways to actually, like, automatically regen soul hearts. Speaking of soul hearts, yeah, let's go for it. Why not? You know, like with Placenta or with Charm of the Vampire or stuff like that, or Leech, there's no items in the game that allow you to sort of siphon off soul hearts like red hearts do. So in a way, I feel that the value of red hearts has been kind of neglected over the years, and I'm guilty of that too, because honestly, like, I never really even paid much attention to the value of red hearts. But going on to how this relates to the current run at hand right now at the present moment in time is that, you know, getting a bunch of red hearts early on doesn't seem like it would be better than soul hearts, because obviously you have to worry about the devil deals and whatnot, etc., etc. But it opens the door for lots of really interesting plays. You know, you think about if you want to take out the sack room shuffle out of the equation, or take out Sanguine Bond, then, you know, look at just Temperance Machines, for example, or Demon Judgments. You know, those kind of mechanics in Isaac operate to a much greater degree and much more valuable degree to the player than operating off of soul hearts, because again, one is temporary and one is permanent until you get rid of the HP container. So, you know, not talking about the converter, of course, I'm purely just talking about red hearts versus soul hearts. I'm starting to really value the amount of Isaac Fly effect that you can get from red hearts. It benefits you in a much greater way than just simply being a refillable source of HP. I think we go all of this here. Yeah, I think we take Sack Dagger, we take Lusty Blood, and we can go back and fly over and get that steel chest to see if there's something else. But yeah, those are fantastic. That's a fantastic Devil Deal. Sack Dagger, Lusty Blood, and on top of that, getting ourselves a flying upgrade too is huge. Going to the secret room real fast. Maybe there's some more. Go to the secret room real fast. Maybe there's some more money that we can get a full charge in or something like that. Or not. All right. All right. So, yeah, we're going to be sticking with the prayer card. We are down to 1 HP, obviously. There's no reason for us to really risk going into, in my opinion, going into the curse room here. And especially since we've already been ported to the Devil Deal, there's just nothing else that we can expect. So, very strong start, especially compared to yesterday's run. Good Lord. We go on to last week's question of the episode, which was from the Roadhouse episode, which obviously was an Isaac parody of the old Patrick Swayze film Roadhouse, and I basically showed Alex the movie poster for Roadhouse, and I was like, "Do this, but it's Tainted Maggie," and he was like, "See." I said, "See." We high-fived, shook hands, had brunch together, and then he did it. So. And he did a great job. A lot of people really got the reference. Someone actually said that that Roadhouse sucked, and I don't know what movie they were watching. I think you need to check your movie preferences. That's all right. You're feel free to say movies suck. I don't care. Going on to the question of the episode, though, this one was submitted here by Tengen God Uzui. Tengen God. I'm just gonna say Tengen God. They said, question, how would you change Jacob and Esau to make them fun to play, or are they beyond saving? So this one is again a very interesting, it's a very interesting idea. This idea to, how would you make one of the most sort of maligned characters in all of Repentance to be more engaging, more fun, etc. And I think that it would be much, 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 much better if you could switch over to Jacob and Esau freely instead of having it be like you play with them kind of separately. Now, hang on before you start saying, hang on there, buddy. We already got ourselves Tainted Lazarus and Switch. What you talking about? That is true. That is true. I will say that is a similar mechanic. However, my counter argument to that is, Cletus, is that yes, there is such of a similar mechanic with Tainted Lazarus, but if the argument against something like being able to freely switch between the two of Jacob and Esau is, well, it's too similar to someone else, I counter that by saying, okay, well, look at Tainted Maggie and Tainted Keeper. Okay, there's definitely some similarity overlaps between their mechanics as well. Okay, so we've already established a baseline that, yes, Isaac does have lots of room for repeat items and repeat character mechanics. So why not make, again, one of the not so great characters to play, not so fun characters to play, and make them more fun to play? And I'm not talking about giving them an item that allows them to switch off every room or on a timed thing like Tainted Lazarus. I'm saying give them the ability to swap immediately. Okay, now if you say, okay, well, that's against what the character is right now, let's stay within the rules of Jacob and Esau, where you have to play as two characters simultaneously. How would you make it better? I would simply make it to where they share stats. I think that is a comparable, reasonable change to them that doesn't change the mechanics of the character at all, right? It doesn't benefit the player or harm the player in any which way. You simply just go straight up to what you see is what you get in terms of their stats. And they still remain in the same game. They still maintain separate item pools. If one dies, they both die. This way, though, it evens out their stats to the point where it's not that they have like a natural Libra or anything like that. It just makes it to where it's not necessarily as punishing to play as one or focus on one character of Jacob and Esau versus the other. Right? You don't have to worry about one being overpowered versus the one being kind of underpowered. Right? They both share the same stats, so one upgrade for one is one upgrade for all. Now, as far as Tainted Jacob goes, I don't know what to do about that character because I just hate him more than anything else in the game. So that's what I would do for those are two solutions that I have to improve Jacob and Esau. One of them is definitely a little bit of a character rewrite. The other one is within the boundaries of what we've already established in Repentance for them, except making it a little bit more even across the board. I think it would be very cool if they shared the same stats, or hell, just make it to where they have Libra. They have a passive Libra on their side, to where any stat up for one is evened out and distributed amongst Jacob and Esau. I think that would make me want to play the characters more, and I think it would be more engaging for viewers as well from an observatory standpoint. Now I'm kind of peeved that we didn't get our 73% deal with the devil especially after us having an XL floor on floor 1 and 2. So 73% is not great. We did get more shot speed, which is fine, but we're starting to get to the point now where we need more than just Lusty Blood giving us some damage. Otherwise, we're going to find ourselves being up against it very soon. Now, of course, as opposed to yesterday's run, today we have Sack Dagger. So if we find ourselves really, really, really screwed over here, we will at the very least, be able to go in and YOLO it with Sack Dagger. And that's great. I'm going to go back and I'm going to try to get as many red hearts as possible before we go into this devil deal without wasting too much time, because again, boss rush is going to be significantly important on this run, mainly because we did have an XL floor. We get another. I mean, there's nothing wrong with the D Twizzle, but you know, it's not going to take the spot of what we can do here with the prayer card. And again, going back to the whole Sacrum Shuffle debate versus not having a lot of red hearts but having a ton of soul hearts, you know, another thing to bring back that discussion is pretty much, you know, just the ease of how quickly you can regenerate your red heart HP. You think about how much time and how much effort, and especially how much danger you put yourself in and sacrifice trying to go all the way to the end of a Sacrum Shuffle, right? The goal there is to obviously get either 30 cents or to get at least your soul hearts back. If you've invested a lot of soul hearts into doing the full Sacrum Shuffle, you're not going to be pleased whenever you get 30 cents, right? Whereas opposed to using just nothing but red hearts, even as little as like one bone heart that has a bunch of red hearts around the level, you're not only super totally dependent on what the final payout is before fighting Uriel or Gabriel, you're also equally rewarded, like, hey, look, we got HP, or hey, look, we got 30 cents. That's great. You know, you're not secretly kind of wishing for one or the other at that point. The end payout doesn't matter. And it has less of an impact on your run on the whole, just because you don't need the 30 cents necessarily, or you don't need those soul hearts to kind of carry you through and allow you to maintain a safe run. So again, that's why I really do feel like I'm sort of shifting philosophies just a little bit. I'm not saying soul hearts are bad, and everyone, YouTube loves to misconstrue me talking about sort of this polarity shift on items or on, you know, or anything I talk about. They love to misconstrue it as like, oh, Invicta says newsflash, Invicta says soul hearts are bad. Or at 11. No, literally never ever said that. All I'm saying is that my perception and sort of the gameplay philosophy when it comes to soul hearts is kind of moving a little bit. Soul hearts are still an integral part of any safe run. You need them for protection. You need them to protect not only your run but also devil deals, and I mean, it's just they're there for protection. It's like armor. You wouldn't go into a fight without armor. Same thing, you wouldn't go into a fight without soul hearts. It just doesn't make any sense. But the value of red hearts is definitely on display more and more often whenever we do the Sacrum Shuffle, or whenever we do go for just full-on Sanguine Bond. And I think that there's an even balance between the two, with a slight lean now in favor of red hearts for me. I'm not going to use the two of spades yet because we simply just don't need to. Even if we were to use two of spades right now, we're still only going to get 2 keys. So I'm either going to use it to get 4 keys or use it to get 2 keys. So we basically have a free key right now, unless if we find another key, like that right there. Then now we can double it to get 4 if we really wanted to. We're going to get a prayer card proc out of this, so... And on top of that, we just got 2 more keys. So, yeah, this is pretty good. Just need to be very cautious about the time, because we do need to make sure that we make boss rush. Lusty Blood bringing our base damage up a whole lot. Lusty Blood, by the way, is a passive item that we picked up in the first Devil Deal, and it's going to increase our base damage every time we kill an enemy up to a certain cap, which there in turn leads Rotten Baby to dealing more damage with his flies, which means that we're killing more, which means etc. We're getting safer and safer. And that's where we like to be on these here Eden runs, or really any run. Doesn't matter what character you're playing. Now, as far as what I would change to Tainted Jacob, no one's going to like my answer on this, and I don't care. But if I had to change Tainted Jacob, I would make it to where he does not get one shot. Let him just take damage from Dark Hee-Haw. Don't let him just get automatically one shot if you get hit by him. Because there's so many ways for you to get screwed by the game in order to just take a little bit of damage. And I mean just a tiny little bit of damage, like a little graze from Dark Esau, to where it's just you're screwed. He is the ultimate gimmick character, I would say, other than Tainted Lost. So yeah, that's what I would do. You can still take damage, and I mean make Dark Esau dangerous, but don't make it one-shot Jacob if he hits you twice. Just if you turn into the Lost, that's fine. If you get hit once by Dark Esau, you turn into the Lost, and then you have to keep avoiding. Please, no more passive, or no more active items, please, game. I am going to take this Rotten Heart just because I want to make some more flies here. So either make it to where Dark Esau cannot kill Jacob automatically, and instead, fine, you can make it to where he turns to the Lost, sure. But if he hits you, if you clear the room, you turn back into Tainted Jacob, right? And then it starts over. That would be fine. That's like essentially being almost like being the Lost or Tainted Lost in a way, with Holy Mantle and stuff. But at least this way you're not insta-gibbed, removed from the run. If that's too similar to the Lost, then fine. Make it to where Tainted Jacob retains his Tainted Jacobness. He doesn't turn into the Lost when you get hit by Dark Esau, but make it to where he turns into like a weakened state, and then every subsequent hit from Dark Esau is going to deal more and more damage until ultimately it gets to the point where he does get one shot. That's the real problem that I have with Tainted Jacob, is just that the damage is just instant. There's no ramp up of incoming damage to the player. Some people are going to say, oh, it's baby mode, or, that's whatever. It's too casual. Look, it's anything that you want to try to change in this game sometimes just gets labeled like, oh, it's baby mode. Like, Isaac is not a hardcore game. We're not playing like, I want to be the Bashi or something like that. It's friggin' Isaac. A lot of people are hung up on how hardcore Isaac has to be sometimes. I prefer to err on the side of fun more so than hardcore. That's just me. But, people have differing opinions, and I'm certainly not going to try to say my opinion is better than someone else's. It's just an opinion that I disagree with. I think the game should be more fun than more like, oh, I can do this challenge without getting hit. I can clear a whole save file without dying. Like, that's, if people have fun like that, that's fine. But that's not how I like to enjoy fun. Oh, we didn't get an active item, but it's might as well be an active item. Well, we got an Emperor card. We get glitter bombs, which is going to make us lay random bombs. I'm happy that we have the Cancer Trinket, because that allows us to at least mitigate some of our tears problems that we've been having. And now we're at the point where we don't need any more. We don't need any more red hearts. We are absolutely sorted on red hearts now. And if you recall how little HP we had a couple of floors ago, and you look at it now, we now appear like we are unstoppable, right? We have so much HP right now that it is inconceivable that we might die. Outside of like TM Trainer, Missing No, or like Damocles or something like that. So because we have all this red hearts, now we're able to play Demon Judgment to our heart's content. This Demon Judgment's going to pay out well, right? Of course it will. Gimpy, we have time to spare here. We can play aggressive. We don't have to worry about taking too much damage. We can take as many devil deals as we want, because we're definitely going to get a devil deal here, right? 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 Should have blown up that keeper inside the shop, but what can you do? Good damage there on Sack Dagger. Apparently Mom's foot just doesn't want to come down, and that's fine. Take the negative. Go fight Krampus. So, I mean, technically speaking, we didn't get a devil deal. You want to be pedantic about it. And let's go check out the boss rush room. I will take Papula Duplex because it does give you spectral tears at the base level, essentially, for your tears. So I don't know what the base level of your tears means, but there we go. Just got a whole bunch of HP back. I don't really want to go into the vault here. Well, actually I do, because there is a 4-room that we can re-roll stuff. Or just get an absolute butt ton of red hearts. Okay. Just essentially healing up at this point. So we don't have any more soul hearts, which is fine by me. We have our Emperor card, so we can go straight to Lamb. What was in the shop? That stuff. Okay. And I mean, I could have left glitter bombs on the pedestal there, but Secret room might be between the curse room and the boss trap room. No, it's not, because that is the beastie door. Oh, beastie. Oh, beastie. I would love to try to get piercing shots if possible. Then we'd have piercing and spectral, but let's go see what's inside of the shop after we re-rolled, and we get Black Candida. I don't think we're going to be able to, unfortunately, get... We're not going to be able to afford either one of these, now that I think about it. Which sucks, unless we find some money here. Petrified Poop, it could... Maybe if we squint hard enough and find some poop piles. Now, if we go into the curse room, we're going to lose this. We're going to lose this Bone Heart, which serves as the only means of protection against losing our Devil Deal. But at this point, I'm not anticipating us getting a Devil Deal. What I really want to find is our secret room. Cupid's Arrow would be awesome if we can get it. So we got to find the secret room. It could be there, but I'd be surprised. This is a very oddly shaped... It looks like we're going... It's like a magneton almost or something. I don't know if the secret room's there or not. It's not. And we know because of that. Now, this looks like there could be a secret room here. Not, but we did find a penny, so one more cent and we can at least get Black Candle. So, secret room could be there. I don't remember if I bombed here or not. It could be to the left of this room, too. There it is. A greed fight. Steam sale will be amazing, but he didn't drop it. So now we can go into the curse room here for essentially free. Okay. Need 9 cents to be able to get... That took our Eternal Heart instead of the Rotten Heart. It's odd, but Whatever. We don't need the Eternal Heart anyway. So we either go Smelter here or we go Black Candle, and I think we just go Black Candle so we don't have to worry about any curses. Obviously, losing out on the Black Soul Heart's not going to matter because we have full HP anyway, along with having a Bone Heart. And we have enough to take one stab at getting a movement speed and piercing upgrade here from Cupid's Arrow, which I'm hoping that we're getting. Yeah, look at us. Look at us getting a little bit lucky. It must be my birthmas. Technically, it is my birthday because I'm recording this on May 1st. Spoiler alert, but yeah, I've been enjoying seeing the birthday messages. They've been very warm-hearted and kind. It's strange that I don't know why. I still don't know why the damage went to the Eternal Heart before the Bone Heart on that last floor. Very odd. Now, I'm glad that we did get some movement speed because we definitely needed it. We did get a damage upgrade courtesy of the negative, but obviously I'm looking for more than that. It's where the value of Lusty Blood and piercing shots really, really pay off. Those shots get so much stronger, so quicker because your one tier is hitting more targets and killing more targets than normally if you didn't have piercing shots. So you have more shot efficiency, which means that you're increasing your damage faster. And it just ramps up the time. It lowers the amount of time for you to get maximum damage potential out of Lusty Blood, which is really, really, really strong. So we now have nothing but red hearts here, which again is fine. If we don't get another devil deal for the rest of this run, I don't think it's going to matter, honestly, just because I don't think we're going to get devil deals anyway. Because we're never ever going to have 100% devil deal ever again unless we somehow find Goat Head or find a Joker card. This would constitute one of those rooms that Invicta does not like to be in. Because they can do stuff like that. Try to spawn directly underneath you. I feel like the boss is going to be south. One of the many benefits of having spectral tiers. Oh, we can take the Sun card. This converts all of our HP into Bone Hearts, so we don't have to worry about taking red heart damage now. This all but guarantees that we're going to get a devil deal here, so that's good. It's really strong showing from the reverse Sun card here. There's literally no reason for us to use the prayer card anymore. I was correct. Look at that. This Pokemon is Chimecho, 100%. Chimecho, Chime Echo, as some people call him. Great block by Sack Dagger right there. Yep. Like I said, fully not expecting to get a devil deal. Getting all the birthday texts now from the family. None of my friends have told me happy birthday yet, though, as in my mutual online content creator friends. I was thinking about making a snarky tweet, but I decided against it, at least at this time right now. I was very slightly convinced that I should make a kind of a snarky tweet. I was going to say something to the effect of, like, I can always tell which one of my friends has me muted on Twitter by way of them not wishing me happy birthday. Or, you know, like, it could be one of those AI TikTok voices like, how to find out which one of your friends has you muted on Twitter. Say it's your birthday and see which ones reply. Subscribe for more social media platform tips. That's how I picture it in my mind. I can't do the female voice. I can barely do the male voice, if that. I decided against it for now. I still might make that snarky tweet. We'll see. I don't have very many interactions with my online, I don't want to call them friends, acquaintances. You know, I'm friends with a lot of people. I consider them cohorts. But I go around, I watch a lot of streams of my friends. Never really see them in my stream though. It makes you wonder sometimes, you know? I cannot tell you the last time I saw Ryan in one of my streams as a Northern Lion. Again, I don't care about taking damage there. We weren't going to get a W anyway. I'm trying to think of which one of my friends out of like the NLSS crew, specifically the NLSS crew, or in general, that I know that frequents my stream as much as I frequent theirs. And maybe Krendor? Maybe? I don't know. I spend a lot of time in my friends' streams whenever I'm not streaming or recording. I probably watch Krendor the most. I probably watch Justin the second most. And then from there, it's kind of a blur. I watch Sips a lot. Whenever he's playing a game that like I have interest in. Ziggy D, I guess Ziggy does watch my streams a little while. Bikini Body, I watch a lot of Bikini Body. Bikini doesn't really come by my stream, but I know he's listening, so. Right, I'm calling you out, Keeney. Calling you and all my so-called friends out. Yeah, really the only person from the LSS that ever comes around my stream, even infrequently, is none of them. I mean, Corey, I guess, but Corey usually hosts me and then leaves. But sometimes he sticks around to watch a little bit of Pokemon. I know that Malf was watching briefly for some Balatro stuff. Right, I'm dropping dimes on all my friends. We're calling them out. The year 2024. We can't have any of these fake friends anymore. Of course, if you're watching this in not the year 2024, then what are you doing? How's all those flying cars treating you? I can tell you that at this point, at the time of this recording on my birthday, on Wednesday, none of the people I've mentioned have told me happy birthday, either in Discord or on social media. So take that stock for what it's worth. Although Boba did tell me happy birthday in private. On Discord, Boba from Yogscast, which was nice of her. I think she's the only one. That tracks for Boba. She's a very, very kind and warm, gentle person. Had many good discussions over the years. I'm pals with a few of the Yogscast crew. Played games with Sips, Ravs, Ped, Boba, of course. Never really interacted too much with Duncan. And I've only met Simon and Lewis once, but I've never played any games or talked with them or anything. Sam is definitely the person I've hung out with and played the most games out of the Yogscast with. Pedguin and Bobo would definitely be tied, I guess, for number 2. I've always had good interactions with the Yogscast crew. I don't know many of the new crew of the Yogscast, or like the I guess the expanded crew of the Yogscast. A little bit of a cheeky heel here. Our Eternal Heart. What a contrast from yesterday's run, though, man. Absolute nightmare run. Even though we really didn't get a whole lot in terms of stats, we're in the dark room and we've only taken 19. We only have 19 items. One of them we started with. One of them's the negative. So take that for what it's worth. But hey, you know what? I'll take the easy birthday win here, game. Thank you all very much. Like I said, hopefully the subathon's still going on here on Sunday. But if it's not, then you know what? I'm not going to stress out about it. I'm just going to be enjoying a couple days off with all these backlogged episodes recorded. So if you enjoyed this episode, everybody, if you enjoyed the discussion, or if you just listen to these videos to sleep, and you want to help out and support the channel, then all you got to do is click the like button, leave a comment down below. It's the best way to repay me back. Or if you want to go the extra route, watch the video at 75%. I know that there's still people doing it, and I can definitely see that. Evidence is in the numbers there. And thank you, those of you warriors of the mosh pit who keep on plugging away with the 75% view times. People just load them up when they go to sleep and then just let them play on loop, or just play the entire playlist on 75%. It makes a huge difference in the algorithm, and we've definitely proved that this year so far. So thank you, everyone. Hope your Sundays are going off to a great start. And as always, I'll see you all next time. Until then, so long, everybody. I'm going to go do birthday stuff now. Thanks for watching this video. Thanks to patrons of mine like Alec Holloman, Wyatt Sipes, and Flashback 007. If you'd like to have your name read at the end of an Isaac episode, check out my Patreon campaign, which you can find at patreon.com/Invicta.